Trump stirs trouble. However, SiCarrier flexes its muscles. Could the US-China chip war see a reversal? Originally published on the Chinese internet. October 14, 2025. Hello everyone. Our channel selects viewpoints and analytical articles from think tanks and well-known figures within the Chinese internet and presents them to Western readers so that everyone can understand how China thinks. If you find this helpful, please subscribe, hit the like button, and share our channel. Thank you. It should be emphasized that the content we present reflects only the original author's views. Our aim is merely to enhance readers' understanding of perspectives from the Chinese intellectual and policy-making circles. As the only country in the world with a complete industrial full chain, China has few remaining hurdles in manufacturing, yet semiconductors remain one of the toughest. They're the quintessential bottleneck sector, even today. Although Nvidia still relies heavily on the Chinese market commercially, China's computing power companies depend far more on Nvidia, creating a pattern where it's best for Nvidia to have China. But Chinese firms cannot live without Nvidia. The reason is simple: in high-end AI computing chips, Nvidia is the only one capable of supplying them. To break free from the semiconductor stranglehold, China has invested heavily in cultivating related industries, among them. Lithography machines attract the most attention because solving lithography largely solves half the bottleneck, and the choke point in lithography leads directly to the Dutch firm ASML years ago. SMIC stalled at the 14 nanometers node mainly due to US sanctions preventing it from acquiring ASML lithography machines, thus widening the gap with TSMC. Against this backdrop, the market's interest in domestic lithography machine makers has surged. On October 10th, SiCarrier-related stocks jumped sharply, with Tonghui Electronics and Spure Technology both rising. By October 13th, Tonghui Electronics had hit its daily upper limit, surging 30% to 44.17 yuan, a record high. Meanwhile, the 2025 Bay Area Semiconductor and Chip Expo Chip themed Ignite the Future, Create the Intelligent Ecosystem is set for October 15th to 17th in Shenzhen's Fusion Convention Center. Shenzhen Development and Reform Commission Director Guo Ziping said SiCarrier and its subsidiaries would bring unexpected surprises to the event. At the same time, on October 10th local time, Donald Trump announced on social media that starting November 1st, the U.S. would impose an additional 100% tariff on Chinese goods. He also said the U.S. would begin export controls on all critical software, according to the Peterson Institute for International Economics. The average U.S. tariff on Chinese goods currently sits around 57%. If this new policy is implemented, the rate would soar past 150. That further heightened market attention toward Chinese lithography efforts. Who is SiCarrier? Founded in 2021 with registered capital of 1.5 billion yuan, SiCarrier Technologies Co. Ltd. is controlled by Shenzhen Major Industry Investment Group through its subsidiary Deepcore Heng Technology Investment Co. It focuses on R&D, manufacturing, sales, and servicing of semiconductor equipment and components including diffusion, thin film, inspection, and metrology systems, offering integrated solutions for wafer fabs, electronics manufacturers, and research institutions. In fact, SiCarrier originated from Huawei's Starlight Engineering Division. In 2021, Huawei spun off the division, and Shenzhen's State-Owned Asset Supervision and Administration Commission reorganized it into SiCarrier via its investment arm. Since then, the company has quietly grown under the radar, according to official materials. SiCarrier's core team has over 20 years of experience in electronic equipment development and collaborates with numerous domestic semiconductor equipment and component partners to provide advanced solutions to China's top manufacturing and research institutions. In 2024, Huawei and SiCarrier jointly filed patents in advanced semiconductor manufacturing, focused on self-aligned quadruple patterning SACP technology, aiming to build high-performance chips at lower cost. On December 2, 2024, the U.S. Federal Register announced that the Department of Commerce's Bureau of Industry and Security BIS had amended its Export Administration Regulations adding 140 Chinese semiconductor companies to its entity list, including SiCarrier. At Semicon China 2025 in March, the world's largest semiconductor trade show, SiCarrier showcased 31 mass-produced semiconductor tools, including diffusion, thin film, optical inspection, and metrology systems. Under the slogan New World of Chips, New Choice, SiCarrier, by September 2025, reports said its order backlog exceeded 10 billion yuans, with clients such as Pengxin Micro, SMIC, Hua Group, and Yangtze Memory. Then the rivals speak out. SiCarrier's sudden prominence hasn't gone unnoticed by its peers. In March, one investor asked a competing listed company, "What's your view of SiCarrier's performance at recent semiconductor exhibitions? Does it affect your business? Also, when will your Q1 forecast be released and can you disclose order volume?" The company replied, "SiCarrier is a young firm with a wide product range. But each piece of process equipment requires long-term testing and verification, including process specs, equipment safety, reliability, stability, and maintainability, plus chip reliability and trustworthiness tests, so it won't affect us in the short term. Our Q1 2025 orders remain healthy. Thank you for your attention." Despite its state-owned backing and Huawei halo, optimism about domestic semiconductor progress should remain cautious. Currently, Chinese firms including SiCarrier are pursuing DUV deep ultraviolet lithography plus multi-patterning to push beyond current process limits. This route has yielded some results, but drawbacks remain clear. Chips produced with DUV plus SACP have lower yields and computing power than those made with EUV extreme ultraviolet lithography, and are less efficient with higher heat output. Thus, DUV plus SACP is still a substitute, a stopgap, not yet a leapfrog. Why can't China yet build DUV lithography machines? Because of multiple choke points. The EUV light source is made only by Cymer of US. The ultra-precise mirrors come only from Zeiss of Germany. The motion control systems depend on high precision engineering from Switzerland and Japan. It's clear that catching up in EUV requires overcoming many more bottlenecks. Here comes the conclusion. With Huawei's technical DNA and state capital resources, SiCarrier has sprinted ahead into 025E's semiconductor race using the DUV plus SAC pathway, but the road ahead demands not just breakout speed but also 10-year patience in semiconductors. Success isn't about who builds the first machine, it's about who builds a self-reliant, stable, and trustworthy ecosystem. Only when firms like SiCarrier no longer rely on the Huawei halo or state backing for attention but win on yield, reliability, and cost performance can China's semiconductor industry truly be said to have found its footing on the road to independence.